Hey guys, welcome back to the 60-day challenge, Building a Life of Change. I am hopeful that you got your 10 goals. Did you get them all? I hope you did. I hope you were able to figure out measurable, detailed goals to help you see change in 2024 for yourself. If not, pause and go do that. Because everything else we're going to talk about connects to your goals in some way. But what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about habits. How does that affect change? How does that involve change? Well, habits, as we've talked about before, they build up into things. Habits, good habits, bad habits, right? That all trends out to change. For example, I've said it before in other videos, right? If the habit is for you on a busy day to stop at McDonald's, pick up some food and come home and feed everybody fast food and then wonder why you don't feel healthy, why you have gut issues or why you're not losing weight, you develop a habit that when it's busy, I run to fast food. Or like for me, when I find myself dealing and battling my anxiety and depression, the one thing I can promise you I am is a stress shopper. When I get stressed, I like to shop. When I get overwhelmed, I like to shop. So that habit was something that was very destructive in some cases for myself, because if I would get stressed, I would shop. So that was a habit I had to connect. Like, okay, the habit is when I feel overwhelmed, I go on Amazon or I go on this or I go here. And that became a habit. So I had to pull back and relook at my habits and how can I change that? Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. That's why habits is a topic that we're going to address. We're going to establish some healthy habits though, that we're going to work to repeat every single day. That's going to push us to the change we need to be consistent. Okay? Healthy habits. So if you have your goals, pull that out, take a look at them. Okay? And then I'll show you what I use and this is from back in November. So what the habits can help you do is what we're going to deal with tomorrow, which is routines. So the habits though should connect back to your goals. Let's look at it this way. If one of your goals, okay, is when you looked at the where am I section and you feel like you're not taking really good care of yourself, okay, one of the habits might be that you have a skincare routine, or you want to spend 10 minutes a day meditating. Or if you are looking at the spiritual thing in your relationships with God, well, where are you in that aspect and you feel you want to improve that? Well, one of your goals might be, I want to spend daily devotionals. Okay, so the goals will help lead into your habit. And again, I'm going to show you what I'm using. It's from the same company that does these planners. All right. They also have habit trackers and I love them. So don't be overwhelmed. So what it allows you to do, and they give examples, like they give you an example page in which you can find like listing of habits. So what I do is I go through and take a look and say, okay, how can some of these habits either align with my goals or improve my goals? And so I write them all down. But then what it also does is it says, all right, now pick 5, basically. Like pick 5 habits that you want to work on. So like for November, mine were no sweets or cola, which I definitely struggled with. Devotional, screen time, meaning I wanted to put my phone down at by 8:30 every day. Stretching, I wanted to, in the middle of the day, because I sit most days at work, in the middle of my day, I wanted to stretch, like whether that meant get up and walk or do a stretching exercise at my desk, something though. And then my water intake, which I do my best to drink 80 ounces of water a day. You can do all of that. And then it has a couple other questions. I won't go through all of it, but that's generally what it is. So then it tries to help you identify like, okay, what's going to be the problem? Why can't you do these habits? Next page on the back. So this month's habits, okay? So then you write in the same 5 you just wrote, and then you track them each day. And then you have other things you can do. They have charts that you can do whatever you want. So like some people do mood, like me, I did like my goals achieved. I tracked my goals achieved, my sleep time, and how my depression and anxiety was going. So these habits are actually really closely aligned with my goals. And in some cases, goals have switched over to habits. So for example, like the devotional, that used to be a goal, but I had some other projects I really wanted to focus on. So I said, you know what, I can still have the goal of improving my relationship with God, but making it a habit because it was something I wanted to do every day. That's what's crucial, okay? That's what I need you to understand. The habits should be something that you want to do every single day, okay? That your desires to do every single day are those habits, all right? Remember, because our goals, even though we write them down every day and we want to try and get through as many goals in a day as we can, we also just have 3 needle movers, for lack of a better term, 3 movers, 3 goals that we really want to make sure we attain that day. So habits help continue that progress. Habits help continue that progression to change. They amplify, I guess is the best way I can describe it. They amplify your goals and they push you in the right direction. Healthy goals. What that can do, what that will do, is also help build routines. And that's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. We're going to talk about how to build a routine using your goals and your habits. One last thing I want to leave you with when it comes to habits. I don't know technically like what is the new philosophical way to say if you do a habit for so many days, you do something for so many days, it becomes a habit. I don't know what I used to hear was 30 days. Then I heard it was 3 weeks. I honestly don't know. I do know this though. Without consistency, healthy things will not become habits because we can find ourselves being consistent in unhealthy decisions and unhealthy habits because it's just easier. If you want to have healthy habits to help build you into the life of change you want to see, you're going to have to make them a priority and you're going to have to write them down. I just believe that with everything in me. You've got to put it in front of you and you've got to write it down and you got to make it clear to yourself. And if you're not doing that, you're going to continue to find yourself falling back into old habits, not good habits. And that's not going to lead to progression. That's not going to lead to change. All right. So now that we've gone through that, I want I know you don't have this. You probably don't. But what I want you to do is I want you to think of and look at your goals and say, okay, from these goals, what are some habits that I could establish? If one of the things is you want to get up earlier in the morning, all right, well, one of your habits may be to go to bed by a certain time. So let's say you're someone, let's forget weight, like you want to lose weight. What if you're someone that wants to put on muscle? Like what if that's your goal? One of your top 10 for that could be that you want to do a workout. That habit could be to increase your protein or drink water. You see what I'm saying? Like, so you have the goal, you want to do a 20-minute workout, and maybe for muscle that maybe, I'm not a fitness person by any extent of the imagination, but maybe that means like you want to do a weight training of some kind for 20 minutes a day or whatever. So that's the goal. Well, how can a habit help amplify that? How can a habit push you in that direction? If you are someone that says, well, I want to get more accomplished in it. So that was my big thing. Like I wanted to get more accomplished. And when I looked at my routines, I could tell like my evenings were so wrapped up in my children, and that's not a complaint. That's just kind of the way I wanted that to be. My evenings to be my kids and about my kids. My mornings were okay because most of the time they were still sleeping when I got up. So like for me, I looked at increasing my time in the morning to get more things done, and added to that was a habit of devotionals. Have a daily devotional. That's my habit. That was my habit. That's how you're going to build. Look at the goals and then figure out what kind of habits can you work on to help amplify that goal. All right, well, now's your turn. Now's your turn to go write just 5 for let's go to January because we're obviously at the end of December. Figure out, here are your top 10 goals. You need to have this all in the same notebook, by the way. Please don't have it in 5 and 6 different places because you'll lose track. Here are your goals, and then here are 5 habits that can help amplify one of those goals, okay? You're not going to have 10 habits. That is way too much. Now, if you are someone that thinks you can do that, go ahead. But my recommendation, if you're just starting in this process, to start slow and start easy. Let it start with just 5 habits, okay? I do want to end this video saying this. I want to wish you the most merriest Christmases ever. So grateful to have you in my life. So grateful that we're going through this journey together. And I know what you're capable of. And I appreciate you so much. Have a very Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in 2 days. So catch me if I fall.